Hi. Yes, you're on Stacy's channel. Don't click off. Hi, I'm her mom, Lynn, and I decided to give Stacy two challenges for people that may want to think about getting into journaling of any kind, whether it's the reading journal, a memory keeper, an idea, whatever kind of journal they wanted to do. But for people that weren't sure that they really wanted to invest a lot of money. So my first challenge was for her to take supplies I have bought and furnished, and she can only use what's in that bag except her scissors. And the first one comes from a discount store, where in this case it's going to be Dollar Tree. It could be Family Dollar, it could be Dollar General, it could be Ollie's, it could be Daiso if you are lucky enough to have one of those in your surrounding you. We aren't. We live in Florida, and the closest thing we have is Texas. So sorry, we can't go there. So then, if somebody decides that they think, well, maybe I really do want to try this. So the second challenge was for them to invest just a little bit more money. So they think they might want to try it maybe just a little bit more and have a different selection. So in this case, it would be from a local craft store. In this one, it's going to be Michael's. It could be Joann's. It could be Hobby Lobby. It could be any local craft store that you have around you. This one was the same, a journal with what I have provided for her in the bag, and that's all she can use except her scissors. And so why don't you follow along, because I'm very curious to see how creative and out of the box thinking she can be on both of these challenges. I don't know if it's going to be one long video or she's going to make it a couple, but whichever way it goes, I hope that you're as curious as I am and want to follow along and see what she creates. Now, here's Stacy.
Thanks, Mom. So this was everything in the first bag. This part is from the Dollar Tree. So everything in here was $1.25. Outside of the scissors, those were mine that I was allowed to use. So it looks like we have a pretty purple, sparkly little composition book that, okay, this is what I get to use. Looks like we have some planner stickers, some other stickers, some washi tapes, some pens, a pencil. Oh, glue sticks. Okay, fun. Looks like a pack of paper up there, some rulers, and I believe the other was wallpaper actually. So, kind of my thinking on this was what would I have done when I was a college student and didn't have a lot of kind of supplies and things? Um, so I just kind of went with let's make this pretty and stuff that might go together. And I can always come back and add more things. I didn't really want to use absolutely everything in this first go round out of this bag. As if I was a college student and I didn't have a stash of scrapbook paper or a whole lot of stickers or a whole lot of pretty pens, ribbon, you kind of name it. If I didn't have any of this stuff and this is all I had, or this is what had to last me for a little while, I would have just used a little bit of what was in this bag of tricks and just kind of gone from there and let's see what I can start with. So that was kind of my thinking with all of this. I tried to make it what would I have used as a college student, and I was really big on planners. So that's kind of the idea is it's a planner slash bullet journal that I'm just kind of setting it up of something that I could have thrown in my bag, taken to class, and what would I have probably used it for, which for me would have been keeping up with each one of my classes and having a different section for not only each class, but anything that's kind of going on, any kind of groups that I was in, who I needed to talk to, any important phone numbers, that kind of thing. So that's really what this is. The page that I was just cutting out, those are actually wallpaper pieces. So I was using them as stickers. that they were really pretty. So I'm just setting up the front cover page at the moment. And usually when I kind of do things in the beginning is I'll start real minimalist, as you'll kind of see throughout the rest of this setting up kind of page, that it's not going to have a whole lot on it. I'm going to be honest with you. To start with, it does not have a whole lot on it. And a lot of that is so that I can get kind of the idea of where do things need to go. Let's get the basics. What do I want to have on there? What else can I come back later and add that it won't look over cluttered? So let's just start with a few things. Let's add a little bit of color. Let's add a few kind of sticker things and kind of go from there. So I was doing this in the style of the upcoming school year, which for the US will, in at least my area of Florida, will be starting in about 2 weeks or so. So this is kind of the idea of it. Like, let's go through and have the 2024-2025 school year, use the silver marker to accent it a little bit. Normally I'd actually be writing in silver, but I tried and you couldn't really read it. So that's why it's the accent marker for a lot of what's going on in this journal. And I'm sorry if you can't see the bottom portion of it. I was just writing in it and didn't realize that it was outside of the camera range. So I apologize for that. Then what I did as far as the next few pages, to try to make it a little thicker, I wound up gluing 3 pieces together to make one page, just to make it a little thicker. Since it is a composition book, it's very, very thin notebook paper. It doesn't really work too well if you're using some kind of marker that potentially bleeds. So it's just try to add a few pages together, make it a little thicker, make it where it wouldn't necessarily bleed through immediately. This is my cover page for the month of August. I actually liked it, of this real kind of minimal page with like the marbly wallpaper and just one of these textured metallic stickers. Kind of look different. It's different from anything I would normally do. So I was actually kind of happy with how it turned out. Yes, this is my regular handwriting. It's just kind of how I've always written, so it's very fancy. It's very like extra flourishes all over it. So this was starting to glue the pages together. Glue sticks. Glue sticks. I haven't used glue sticks in a very, very, very long time. Thanks a lot, Mom. I appreciate that. So this is where it was the 3 pages together to make one set of pages. And that kind of went on for a little bit. So then I came back and I decided I have never done waterfall tabs before. I wanted to give it a try in this book. So each one of the little tabs comes in about 1/2 inch. I had already gone through with a ruler and measured it out. So they do get progressively smaller. The way that I was doing it, of the first few days of August, you wouldn't be in class, you wouldn't be in school, so you wouldn't really need this whole page of space to write anything. That was my kind of line of thinking on all of this. And then the way I've seen the waterfall tabs done before is the edge edge of the pages, they're usually wrapped in washi tape, the really pretty ones, all the pretty colors. The washi tape I had, they're very, very thin and they would not have stuck, at least for this particular project. So I was using the marble wallpaper and just kind of went through, cut it down to size, and then just wrapped it around the edge of page, make it fit. I think it turned out okay. It kind of buckled a little bit with the notebook paper and the glue stick. Glue stick, I think, is what really made the paper kind of buckle together, and then trying to wrap a piece of wallpaper around it. So they're not the straightest, but it kind of gives you the idea of what potentially could be there. So that was the whole idea of that. Make it a little pretty, make it where you could kind of grab the pages and you wouldn't just be separating the pieces of paper as you opened it and did anything. Yes, I'm kind of a perfectionist. I was trying to make it actually fit and look okay, so I kept having to peel it up. And then after a little while, it was, this is as good as I can get it at the moment, so let's make it look very pretty on the front, and then I'll kind of adjust it from the other side. Then the next little area is where I was going through making my boxes for my calendar. The way I like to do calendars is they start on a Sunday, they go to Saturday. That's how I've always had planners and calendars. So that's just the easiest way for me to see things. Each one of the boxes from here on out, these are, I believe they were an inch and a half, is how far I went down. No, it was an inch and a quarter. So it was an inch and a quarter for each one of the 7-day boxes. These, the first ones, I just split it into 3, went through and numbered it, each little box, and then went back and wrote the day of the week. This was where, if I had access to all of my other fun stuff, these would have been completely in different colors. But since the only colors I really had to write in were black and purple, the days got to be in purple. Went through every day and did that. And then, since we are doing this in the style of how I used to do mine when I was in school, I went back in and we're going to add a note section so that I can keep up with important information. And then we're going to go back through and we're going to put each and every class. The way it would normally start would be the class name, the time the class was, and then any important information for that class would be written underneath it. Usually they were in a different color. Since I didn't have a different color, I had different color washi tape. So that's what this was. The red turned into important information. So where a test would be, that you knew from the get-go, if you saw red, it's a test. Then I went through with the orange one, and that was assignments. This really pretty blue sparkly one, this is for important things that want to grab your attention. I've been born and raised in Florida. I grew up watching football. I love football. So that is what would normally be going on a Saturday in the fall. And I would have to have it written. It would have to have game times. It would have to have who we were playing. This is quintessential what I would have in something. So this is where the assignments would go. Any kind of thing that you just kind of want to draw attention to. That if you have multiple colors of the tapes, the pens, anything kind of like that, you can use it to draw attention. I could have actually used the paper if I had thought about it, that the tape was easier. It was right in front of me. That it was the closest thing to a different color pen that I could think of at the time when I was doing all of this. Now looking at it, it's like, oh, I could have used a few other things, but I actually like how the tape looks. Tape looks kind of cool. So this kind of goes through on all of the pages where you get your syllabus at the beginning of the semester, write it down. You could do the same thing with anything. You could do it for work assignments. You could do it for projects you have due. You could do it for when library books are due. That would be interesting, trying to do that every week. Just really whatever you wanted to do it for. If you were using it as a planner, bullet journal, anything that you wanted to draw attention to, and whatever your color code was. That I tried to use different colors for different things, different groups, different activities, that I just needed to catch my attention. So a different color would mean something else, depending on what color it was. Note section, that's where it would be what time your study group was and where, um, possibly who was in it, or in your lab group, if you had like a biology lab, who were your group members? So if you were ever looking for them or how to find their information, how to get a hold of them, that you would know, oh, these are the people that are in my group. Or if you had to write their name on an assignment or something. I remember having to do that, I think. Um, I added in water and workout trackers. That's something I probably should be keeping up with, and I really don't. So it was to give me some things to kind of keep up with as well. Then I went back to the wallpaper, made some little stickers, fussy cut everything out, added it along, and kind of started decorating the pages. I was doing this kind of after work, so I only worked on it for about an hour and a half, I think, this first day. Maybe longer, maybe it was closer to 2.5 hours. But I kind of worked on it for a little while and then came back. And then this is the flip through. So this is the final after a few days of kind of going through and adding things. This is what I mean about going back. So you've got your title page. I added a little bookmark so that you can kind of keep up with where you are in the journal. Added a lot more stuff, a lot more stickers, added a little bit of a work schedule, things that you would want to be doing, where you needed to be. No, this is not the actual football schedule for this year. Some of them are the same teams, it's just not in the right order. I went back and used the little planner stickers as well, so that's where some of those are. And if you had tickets to something, you could make a little pouch for them. In the notes, normally what I do is I just randomly write notes down on things, different pieces of paper. So that was kind of the idea for that one. There's plenty of pages that you could keep going for as long as you wanted. If you want to do half the year, if you want to do the semester, you have a whole little book. So this was the second little bag. This one came from Michael's. That I could only use what was in this bag. So everything in front of you, this is all I was allowed to use for this one. So I have even fewer things because craft stores, things are more expensive than they are at the Dollar Tree. So this I kind of continued on with the idea of college student going to their first real job. So they needed something a little more professional than the composition book. Absolutely nothing wrong with composition book because I would have done it in a heartbeat and thrown it in my bag, and if something got on it, it wouldn't have been as big of a deal. If something messed it up or stained it than it would something like this. So this idea was, let's go through, let's make it a little nicer, something that you could have on your desk at work or in your bag at work. And it wouldn't just be, hey, look at me, it's a purple sparkly composition book. Like I said, absolutely nothing wrong with that because everything I have sparkles. Everyone that knows me knows that. But that's not necessarily the first thing I want to pull out if I'm in a meeting with my higher up boss that doesn't know me very well. At least not at first. So kind of went through this sticker book and picked out different ones that I thought might work for different sections. Some of them had little quotes and things on them. I think that one was dream with all that you have or something like that. Then used the washi tapes that I got for this little pack along with some of these little stickers, and I got a couple more pens on this one, and just kind of sectioned it off. So a lot of the planners that I have are in this style, that it's not everything stacked on top of each other for every day. I did go through and section out all the little sections. These may have been closer to 2 inches, or at least 1.5 inches. I do know that. And kind of went through, sectioned it off with the tape. I thought it looked really, really pretty. This blue is like a marbly pattern with the dark kind of navy blue and the pretty royal blue as the main background. went through each of the little sections. I wound up continuing it. So this was September. First one was August. Had a little section at the bottom for notes. So the one side, it has Sunday through Wednesday, and then this side has Thursday through Saturday, and then a little note section at the bottom. Then I added my water and workout tracker at the back. The tape didn't want to sit where I wanted it, so I had to go back and make sure it stayed down. Went through with black pen, put all the numbers on it, and then went back and added the days of the week as well. Had water workout tracker, added the days. This one I did just the vertical days, so the entire month it's just 1 through 31 on the side of the page. That way you could put like a dot or something to say that you did it. And as far as the water goes, you could do it as however you wanted to. Like each dot is 8 ounces of water, 12 ounces of water, however you wanted to do it, or if you just met your goal for the day. It honestly is up to you of what you are trying to keep track of. I don't keep track of it. I probably should. Yeah, that's something I should probably keep track of, but I really don't. I have my bottle that stays on my desk at work, and that's kind of my way of keeping track of it. So went back, and because I'd made an important event section at the very beginning, I just decided to play with the colors, and each little event got its own little color. So I have someone's, it's birthday, an anniversary, a bridal shower, and then like a concert, I think were the events that I added in on this. The metallic pens, these are Jelly Roll pens. I have a huge collection of those, so these were definitely well appreciated in this bag of goodies. These were the metallic ones, both of them. They have the green and the purple metallic. I had to kind of go back and rewrite over a few things because, like all gel pens, they sometimes will skip on you. So just kind of be aware of if you need to go back, it's okay. That's how the pens are. And no, these are not real events. These are not real people. I do know people by these names, but I just kind of made up some different events that I would want to keep up with. This book in particular actually has an index at the very beginning that you could use it for just in general, a index of what pages everything is on. As far as the months, you could use it as a birthday kind of tracker for the year, birthday anniversary tracker of all the important dates that you need to know. Honestly, a book like this, you could have the month of September, you could have after it a big trip. I have family members that go on a winter trip every year, so you could have a few months and then it go into your winter trip. You could have a conference that you're headed to. You could have a concert, pictures from it. However you would want to set this up, that it could be a planner slash memory kind of journal. That'd be kind of fun. Then I was just kind of going back with different stickers, adding them in, adding a little bit of decoration. Same kind of thing with this. I was doing it after work. I spent probably about an hour and a half, 2 hours on this one as well. And then over a few days, I kind of went back in and added a lot more after I kind of looked at it and went through of, okay, well, what else would I want throughout this little journal? I'm just adding a few of the different stickers that this particular little pack, it has so many things. I think there's over 700 stickers in it. It's one of the Happy Planner little sticker packs. that at Michael's, at least, they put a lot of stuff on clearance a lot of the time. These apparently were in part of the clearance collection. So if you're trying to do this on a budget, go look around the clearance sections. If you're going to go to the craft stores, go to the clearance sections. That's where you're going to find everything. So this is the final flip through of this second journal that I did go back and add quite a few things. Some more stickers, some more information, some more tapes that I think I met her challenge on both of them. So if you'll leave me some comments, let me know what you think. Did I? Is this something that you would use? Would you make either one of these or something along those lines? Let me know. Let me know if there's any other challenges you think I should be trying to do. And if you have made it this far, thank you. I really do appreciate it. And if you would like and subscribe to the video, I would really appreciate it. I really like this tape. It's sparkly. It reflects. Sorry. Hope you have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks. Bye.